So I'm out about again. I'm on the Isle of Wight and I'm at Totland. Not the sort of place that an Isle of Wight normally comes to is Totland Bay, but I come down here because I was quite interested in having a look at this old pier behind me. But while I'm down here, oh, and the wind's getting up, I tell you, the wind's really quite strong at the moment, and the waves in front of me, I'm waiting for a wave to come over this sea wall because I'm going to get very, very, very wet if it does. Oh my God, look at it splashing around here. Just look at this lot going on here. And I'm going to get very wet in a minute. See where the waves are, oh my God, where the waves are crashing beside me. When it hits this sea wall in a minute, it's going to bounce back and it's going to come straight across over the top of me. So I'm trying to keep moving so I don't get a massive wave splashing in my face. If it does, it does. So I've got my waterproofs on, but I'd rather not get drenched if I can help it with salt water. So the plan is, at the moment, to make my way along this beach and get a picture of the lighthouse and the old battlements going on over the other side. And when the light catches it, it looks pretty good, looks pretty impressive, but the wind and the waves are really crashing quite a lot at the moment. So hopefully we can get down this end without getting drenched, and then we'll get the tripod set up. I'm going to be battling a little bit against the sea spray, I would have thought, but we'll just make the most of it. I'm just going to enjoy the wind in my face, the sea air, the sound of the waves crashing, and literally, yeah, just enjoy it and take it in, because I love this sort of stuff. Now Denise is coming. Denise has just gone to the toilet, so she will be catching up with me in a minute. And I've got one eye on the side of this water, waiting for one to come over the top of the wall. Hopefully, I've got across the worst bit because the pathway is going a bit drier. But that's normally when it catches you out, like this one here. Here it comes. Oh my God! Nearly. Right. Let's see if I can get this camera set up and see if I can get a picture of Hurstshot Spit, I think it's called. Hurstshot Spit. And I might just go up the bank a little bit and get away from the actual water's edge. But you can see the sun's come over my shoulder now, and that's what's going to light up the lighthouse and the old battlements. So let's see if I can get something set up and then we'll have a look. And then I think we might play with some of these waves. So hopefully you can hear me with the wind on this microphone, but I've got Paul Baker in front of me. He joined us this morning. He came over from Portsmouth because we are on the Isle of Wight still, and you can just see Mrs. C up behind him coming along the shore now, and you can see the spray coming over the top of. She's just about somewhere about down there at the moment, and the spray's coming over the top of her, so she's going to keep making her way this way, and hopefully she won't catch a rogue wave. Otherwise I'm going to have to run up there and save her. Keep coming, wife, keep coming. I might have to go and get her and bring her up because she's probably a little bit nervous of what's going on, so I'm going to go up and save her and bring her back down. Just going to go and get the wife. I think she's stopping. I said I'd come down to see you, see if I can make sure you're all right. The waves are coming over the top every so often, aren't they? You got wet?
Yeah, but you know what? I quite like that.
I quite like that. There's another one down there.
Just the rocks?
The rocks and the marker buoy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're all right then?
Yeah, fine.
Good, good. Yeah, the camera's on the tripod and I've got the lens cloth over the front. Now I'm shooting in manual at the moment because I've got the lens cloth over the top of the lens. When I pull it away, I don't want my aperture to suddenly try and work out the shutter speed. So I've set the camera to manual, which is about a 200th of a second, f11 ISO 160. So it should give me a big crashing wave if I get one. I'm just waiting for the backwash, so as it hits the water's edge, the backwash comes back and then hits the wave rolling in the next time, and it's given me quite a nice splash. It's just waiting for it to happen to get it, because they're frequent. They're not very frequent. Hey, all right. You know, you've just got to basically wait for them to happen, and then when it happens, hit the shot. Like, it could be happening any minute now. The backwash is coming, so take the lens cloth off. I've got a bit of a spray, but maybe no backwash. This one might hit. Yeah, there's a big one. So I'm just waiting for the two waves, you know, the two bits of water to collide. The composition's nothing fancy. I've got the pier in the background, the leading path of the walkway going along. I've just got some wash coming up in front of me. I might just spin my camera around slightly. That's a bit better, because I've got the lens cloth on the front. I'm pushing it back to a wide. There's a nice one. Look at that. Fantastic. So if I spin you around, you can see exactly what it is I'm waiting for and what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get the backwash and the waves to crash at the same time. And I've also got the camera on continuous shutter. So as I hit the button, here comes a big wave coming in now. If we get a backwash on this one, it should crash against it. No, we didn't get the backwash on that one at the time. So it's just having the two colliding at the same time and trying to get the two as they crash. You'll see that the wave just crashes over the top of the other wave, and it looks pretty impressive when you get a big one. But this is a fun sort of photography. I like this, and facing the other way as well, it's pretty awesome. It's quite big. This might crash. Is it going to crash? No, not that time. So I'm going to wipe the lens cloth off and prepare for the next one. You can just see it splashes over the walkway a little bit, but I just want it to crash there like that. That's what I'm trying to get, those crashes where it comes up and jumps up in the air and the wind catches it. This is definitely not the easiest to shoot in these conditions, but I'm going to have another go. Denise has had the long exposures on the go, trying to get a bit of movement in the water. The lighthouse looks good, yeah. Trying to get some movement on the actual water, and it's really quite hard to do. So what I've done is I've come round, you see here I'm behind a post, and I'm just trying to see if I can stop a little bit of the spray coming at me, and I'm going to put the filters on, and I'm going to try and do a bit of a long exposure to get some movement on the water. Oh, even though I love the crashing waves, look at them crashing waves coming in. I do like the crashing waves, I must admit, but I'm going to try and put a filter on and see if I can get something other than just sea spray. So, lens cap is in my pocket. Cleaned the lens. I'm going to put the lens cap on the front just to stop the spray getting on the front for now. Then I'm going to dig into my filters, which are attached to my tripod. I'm going to put on a 6, I think. I'm going to just give a 6 because it's quite bright out. So I'm going to try a 6 stop and see if I can get anything out of this. So the 6 stop's gone on the front. I need to go on to single exposure really, but I'm just going to take a couple of pot locks, put it back onto aperture priority, move the flow lens out of the way, and just take a couple of shots and see what I get with that. And then I'm going to have a look on the on the viewfinder, see if I've got any movement going on. And I've got a slight bit of swish and swash, so I'm going to knock it up to f14 from f11. That'll give me a little bit more movement in the water, and then I'm just going to wait for some waves to come across and try that. So the lens cloth's going back in front, the lens cap's going in my pocket, then I can wipe and shoot. Did you get something alright, babe?
Yeah, I think so. Well, on the back of the camera it looks good. On the computer it's different matter, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Got them bloody spots.
Yeah, rain spots and water spots everywhere. If Denise has got a good one, Mrs. C's got a good, and then I'll slap it up on the screen for you now. Right, so we've moved up the beach a little bit more now. We've come up to where there was some sea defences once upon a time, but they're no longer sea defences. They just crumbled away. The sea's just smashed them to pieces. And I've just had a wave crash right next to me. I'm on the edge of the wall. I'm not on the edge of the wall. I'm about 2 or 3 foot away from the edge of the wall. But the reason I've come here is because I've got Hurst Spit, so Hurst Lighthouse in the background. I've got Denise shouting at me, a biggie coming in, and I'm getting a bit drenched at the moment. But I'm trying to get the waves splashing up. There's a big one coming in now. Oh my God, I'm getting wet. Salt water on the camera is not good. That's a big wave. Right, so I've got the camera in manual again. I'm waiting for a bit of light to come out, to be honest, because I'm trying to get a little bit of highlights on the lighthouse in the background and the water. But I'm literally shooting. I'm on manual. I don't know what the exposure is. 250 of a second f8. So it should be fast enough to catch some of these waves. And all I'm doing is just waiting for them to splash up in front of the lighthouse. Here comes another one. And then move the lens cloth out of the way and just shoot it. Here we go, big wave. Excellent. We're getting these nice crashes coming up. Really cool. So I'm not going to pretend to you, this is not really the done thing for cameras to be shooting in these conditions with salt spray all over your lens. But hey, got to be in it to win it. Give it a go. Take the camera home and give it a bath when you get home. That's the best thing to do. Right, I'm now going to try another one. This time I've put the look at the size of that. Missed that one. I'll put the 6-stop on now so I can get a bit of movement in the water, so now I get some momentum as it splashes over the top. So I'm going to set the camera back up. Wow! Set the camera back up and see if I can get some of these big waves. Look at the state of the sea defences, the way it's destroyed all that. It's just insane, isn't it, what it can do to the shoreline and stuff, about smashing it to pieces. It's crazy. I'm just taking a walk up the top here now. I just want to have a bit of a nose up here to see what's up here, and then I'll probably go back down and play with the waves again, because I just enjoy shooting those sort of waves. I really do. Alright, just want to have a look though and just see what there is from up here and whether I can get a few crashing waves coming over the top. So you can see the lighthouse over there in the distance, and that's what I'm trying to get, the lighthouse and the waves crashing over the old sea defences here. That's what I've been trying to do for a little while. And down here at the bottom here, you get some massive waves coming way over the top. So I've had quite a lot of fun just standing here watching them, listening to them, and waiting for them to smash and crash over the top of the water. The sea has got no mercy. It is a big one. Here comes another one. Oh, that one fizzled out a little bit, had a little bit of a wash, but yeah, you can almost work them out roughly to when they're going to come in, and it's just bonkers. And the sea defences was designed to bounce it back into the sea, but this lot here has got no chance. It's just absolutely destroyed it. Right, Mrs. C's the other side of the bush now, around the other side, so I'm going to go around there and see her, and I think it's time for a bit of cake. It's always time for cake, isn't it? But no, this is fantastic. Oh, another massive one. So yeah, let's go back round to the other side where Mrs. T is, and we'll go and get some cake. All right, wife. Crazy, isn't it?
Watch the mud, it's slippy.
It is slippy.
Should we go and get a hot drink?
Hot drink and some cake.
Yeah. I think
Right, so I'm not so sure we're supposed to be down here, but I've come down onto Fort Albert and I've walked down. It looks like a bit of it's a private road. You're not actually allowed to bring your cars down here, but I've come down here anyway because I wanted to come and have a look. The reason I've come down here is because I wanted to finish this video off with something a little bit more interesting to have a look at. So I've come along closer and got to the closest possible point I can to the mainland to try and get a shot of Hurst Lighthouse and Hurst battlements, or whatever you want to call them. Now, it's not that easy to do on the island because you can't get that close to it, but this is the closest place I can get. And I'm just trying to zoom in to focus on the image to see if it's in focus, and it is beautifully in focus. I've got the 10 stop on, and the crashing waves have gone down a little bit. They're not quite so mad where we are, but like I say, I'm not quite sure we're supposed to be in here, so I'm just going to keep a bit of a low key and try and keep a bit quiet, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I've got the lighthouse, I've got a 10 stop on there, so I'll smooth the water out a bit. I don't think Denise will come down here because she won't walk down this private little road. If we get told off, we'll shift out of here. Now the lighthouse is flashing, so I'm going to take a few variations of the shot just to see if I can get the light on in the lighthouse. So I'm going to go for a base exposure of f14, which is giving me 8 seconds, and then the 2 over and the 2 under will be varied. So yeah, smooth out the water a bit, get the shot. There's a nice little bit of cloud above it. It makes quite a nice, simple, minimal kind of shot. Very, very cool. I'm going to put the long lens on then, I think, and I'm going to do a pano of it and just get a strip of them battlements and the lighthouse all on its own. with the longer lens, and then that's it. I'm calling it a day. So I'm going to let this one finish, put this on up on the screen for you, and then I'm going to put the lens on, the other lens on, and then just say goodbye when I get to that. I feel really naughty being here. So the long lens is on, and this is definitely my last photo of this video. I'm going to zoom in to see if I've got everything sharp, and it's not quite sharp, so I'm going to have to have another go. Now the reason this is hard work is because you're shooting a long exposure in wind, so it's right difficult to do. But we're in manual, exposure shouldn't be changing. 10 stops on, long lens is on at 140 millimeters. It looks pretty awesome. It's very sharp through the lens, but getting the image sharp in 10 seconds is quite difficult. Or I think it's 8 to 10 seconds, I'm not sure what it's shooting. 6.5 seconds it's shooting. So yeah, just keeping that movement still. And what I want to try and do is just get the light on in the lighthouse if I can, just to make it all the better, because the light is actually on, which is a bonus. So I'm just working my way along. I've got some pastel-y colours in the sky, which is quite nice, and the battlements, and there's a massive bit of battlements. This is anything that come past this water. This is the closest point to the mainland. Anything trying to squeeze through here in the wall would have had a hell of a job. I'm sure there's all sorts of stuff sunken at the bottom down there. Right, this is definitely going to be the final shot today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for watching another crazy one. I hope I've got some good pictures of the waves earlier on. I've got to clean all the salt off my gear, off the tripod, off my geared head, off my lens and everything. It's all got to be cleaned later on tonight. So that's my job for the van later. So till next time, like and subscribe. Give us a comment. Please give me a comment. I love your comments. And yeah, till next time. Don't know where. Well, I do know where tomorrow. Oh, I'm meeting someone else tomorrow. So I'm actually going to Shanklin. So I'm going to a new part. I've been to Shanklin before many times in my lifetime, but I've never shot Shanklin, the part that I'm going to. So I'm quite looking forward to going to somewhere new. So join me next time. Till then, ciao for now. See you soon.